Hi everyone, delonewolf here and welcome to a first look at Foundation. This is an early access game that I bought during the Steam summer sale. Was not off by a lot, but it seemed pretty promising and I really like Banished, and this feels like it has that sort of a vibe. I'd already tried a couple of games just to get to grips with the very basics, because you don't really get like a tutorial phase or anything like that. But let's jump in, and we're actually gonna choose a hills map. I think that's actually the easiest way to start the game. So, starting up, and let's see what we spot here. You do get a help section which can explain some of the mechanics, but honestly it really doesn't explain everything. And the first thing that we notice here is that we start on a hilly map. I do like the graphics. I think that this looks pretty cool. And then you get some options basically as to where you want to start out, and it's usually styles that have both stone and food. So let's choose. Well, this actually looks like a pretty decent start. Yeah, this has food, this has stone, so has this, and then up here there's even more resources. So we're gonna take this one to start out with. And now I have to build a village center, so let's do that. Public buildings, village center, and this is of course you deciding where you're gonna start within your first area that you own. So let's put that up. We get 8 villagers from this, if I'm not mistaken. You can pull up a list right here like that. And all of these guys are unemployed. So just like with Banished, of course, you want a couple of builders that are gonna make stuff. And it doesn't really raise your villager status to commoner. That's like a quest that you get. You can't click on that to exactly show how you have to go about this. But first goal, basically, try to start gathering some wood. So we'll put this up. Let's go with control and then turning. You can change that up a little bit. So maybe we'll just do this. Right, one in to go to the forest and one out to head back to the town center. And what you basically want to do is you want to build stuff in order of everything being available here. So we're gonna put up a lumber mill, a gatherer's hut, and then definitely a stone cutter camp as well. Something like that should work. My builders are gonna get to work, and you of course start with a center stockpile here, small resource depot, so that you can get started. And then let's see how things progress. So definitely different graphics from Banished, and you're not stuck on the grid that much, which I think is pretty cool, although you can clearly see that there is still a grid. And oh, before I forget, something that I do have to do is I have to mark the land with an extraction pattern. So for instance, I have to say, yep, go ahead, extract all of this food, extract all of that stone, and then we'll also take all of this wood here. This wood here, let's just fill all of that up. So that's going to be an extraction zone. All of this as well. I think that'll be okay. So we're gonna start with that. Let's expand that just a little bit. And then you get forbidden land. Nobody will walk on the Lord's land. I haven't even gotten to that part just yet. What do we have to do next? Click on this one and assign a first villager to actually start grabbing food, start grabbing wood. And let's see, do I want more of them? Maybe I'll just dive straight into 2 in each, just so that we get the production up and running. And then again, you can see that these villagers are heading for the buildings and starting their work. So we're gonna chop down some trees. That's pretty awesome. And what does this need? It needs just more buildings. So once these builders get back, you can also, I think, click on them. He's unemployed. Let's see here. Oh, there we go. She's a builder, so she's heading towards the stone cutter. Alright, and that'll begin our very basic production capabilities. What we'll want after that is probably the well. If I'm not mistaken, that's what will actually bring up the very first status. and allow you to expand a little bit. So let me think here for just one moment. Yeah, we'll just put in the well. Where are we gonna put one? Here maybe down at the back. And that's because they have needs. So these guys, for instance, need water, shelter, normally I think, and then also some food, of course, which hopefully these gatherers will allow them to grab. So this needs to be finished. Keep building on that place. Yep, alright, all the resources are there. And then we will need that stone just to build up the well. So this has been built. We can assign 2 more available villagers to start cutting that stone, or basically bring us some raw stone. And then here you see that they brought in 10 wood, which means that my builders can work up to a certain extent, but then they need the rest of the stone in order to complete that. So that's pretty important to note. Raise your village status to commoner, build and set up a market. So we have to build a market here as well. That's actually really important because you can see that gold is also part of our economy, part of our resources. And in order to make that, we actually can grab this food and actually sell it to our own villagers. In order to get there, we need to go for monuments. Then here we get a market, and these are all your options. So we're gonna start with a food stall. Where are we going to put this? Maybe like really nearby, just so that they don't have to travel too much. Something like that. I do like this, right? You can turn it around in any direction. You can really kind of go nuts with it. Let's just line this little road here. And then I have to start the construction, so they'll have to bring in 10 wood. And then we can build that market as well, which is basically a first quest that we get here in order to get going. Wood is being cut, we're at 20. Berries are being gathered. This needs 5 stone. First bit is obviously being brought. I like this. The little lady. That's 4 stone right away. Okay, that's not so bad. And now what we have to wait for is to actually unlock the residential areas. So they need a little bit more time in order to get their work done. And we need just 1 more stone. You can always click on the buildings, although I must say that this stone cutter is not very well delineated. Can't really tell where it is, but there we go. It's got 2 stone. 1 more stone being brought here. That's gonna finish the well. This has 18 food out of the 28, so must be some more stuff in this small stockpile as well. And can't I take a look at the resources somehow? I think you can get, let's see, so this is for the villagers. Then you've got the workplace lists. Then you've got display layers, so this is where they would like to live. This is fertility. Probably for farms later down the road. And then we get iron ore, not really seeing any of that nearby. So then we get zoning areas, which we could always display or choose not to. Maybe we should try to put that on for now. That might be handy. And then territory boundaries, obviously pretty handy as well, I would say. What's happening next? We've got a well done. So now we still need to assign someone for the market. I think we're gonna take out one of the foragers. And then we're gonna click on the markets. We are going to, let's see, click on the market. Can I click on you and bring that a bit more in the middle? So sell the berries and assign Claude. There we go. And I get 100 gold actually for setting up that market. He's gonna start to sell the berries, which should increase my income. You have a new quest, unlock a trade route to get tools. And here we go. With all of this set up, we can now actually decide where we want the people to live. Now this one, I'm but humbles. The king recognize your efforts in establishing your settlements. Good, that means we're on the right track. And well, residential, what I don't really like about this one is that they just build their houses randomly. But they apparently do want to live very close, to the well. Ah, that makes sense actually. They like to live close to wells. There we go. So let's start maybe with this corner here. Something like that. And let's see how they respond to that. In the meantime, we're gonna take a look at what else we can do. So selling, that's okay. These guys need to grab all of that. And then with the stone, another thing that we're gonna have to make is a sawmill next, or work on the trade route. So we went over these lower buttons. That's nothing too special. I think it's gonna be here. Toggle the resource panel. There we go. That's what we want. And so here now I can definitely keep an eye on my resources as well. Plenty of berries, plenty of wood. Stone is starting to look okay. And we actually have 10 cloth as well, which will be needed later on. That's the happiness. That's all okay. And so here you've got the different zones that you can try to create. Well, let's also just close in on that extraction. In fact, what we could do is we could go pretty hardcore with that extraction and just go like that. Try and close it all off so that they can grab all of those resources later on. And then maybe we'll just close this off a little bit so that we can put up a residential layer on the outside. I think that looks pretty okay. Next up, sawmill, warehouse, wooden gate and stonemason hut are the ones that I have unlocked. And one villager lacks in space for housing, so obviously they're gonna want even more of that residential area. But you can see here what's happening. They're building houses themselves around there, and so they do like all of this, it seems. So I'm going to allow them to build up here as well. Fill all of that up and we'll see how they do. And here's our small marketeer that sells the berries that are being gathered here by only one person, so we don't have too many reserves. I think my next step, what do I need to unlock that? Oh yeah, we were going over all of these. So build walls, not unlocked yet. Territory, so you could buy adjacent territories, but this costs 500 gold at this point, so that's definitely not what we're gonna do. Here's my budget. I have seen that I can go in the negative already, so we'll see how that works. But then here, trade is actually really important. We got 3 neighboring cities. We need 20 planks in order to unlock the first one. Then we need 20 bread for the second one and 1,000 gold for the final one. And these guys then buy berries, polished stones, planks and wine. They then sell us tools, very important of course, bread and fish. That's probably going to be important as well, because on this hills map I don't think I'll be able to fish a lot. In the meantime, houses are being built. We are at 8 citizens, and so I'm guessing that means that we'll want something like 4 houses. And well, since it's the plan anyways, I'm actually going to continue to expand this residential area already as well. All of that is cool by me. And then desirability. Oh, and that, okay, so this is how we always see. All right. Where was it? Display residential. So here you can see that it is starting to be a little bit less desired. I do wonder what would happen if I would, for instance, put down a well over here, if that would indeed increase the desirability. Do I have the extra resources for that? That's the question. So I don't want this visible anymore. We got 13 stones. So if we want to build another well, that actually has a maintenance cost as well. Only 1 gold, but it has a maintenance cost. So we're not gonna rush into that. Let's keep going for now. And then my actual next goal is gonna be the sawmill for the planks, which I think makes sense for us to build close to this road right here. Something like that will do. So there are the houses, and this is RNG, right? You don't actually decide where they build their houses, but I think that it looks pretty cool and pretty natural this way. So you get the first house right next to the village, and then behind that we get 2 more houses, and then the third one is being built behind the gatherer's hut. So all of this on our little 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What is that? A hexagon or something like that. Working okay, and I'm seeing a flaw in my extraction area. So let's fix that. And then the sawmill here. Let's hope that that can be built quickly. That's the stone, the wood. So we just need 10 stone. I think we'll have that. Yep, 13 stone available. And then this is something, as long as your village is happy, it will continue to grow. So we get 2 new villagers that are joining, and I still have to unlock the trade route, which means that I need 20 planks for that, which means that I need to finish my sawmill, of course. But these 2 guys are going to be very welcome, because we will of course want to produce the planks. So that's a job for one of them, and then either we want to cut down the forest more quickly, or we want to gather berries more quickly. Those are definitely 2 options. Now let's see what happens next. This actually does look exactly like the same map that I had previously, so I wonder if it has like that banished element of seeding different types of maps, or if they're very singular map actually for the different types so far. Looks like it's actually the exact same one, so I'm replicating my previous moves here. I've done this before. Getting up to a church is where I went up to, and so now we have to wait. We've got to wait for 2 more people to arrive. They should be somewhere on this map. Yep, there they are. Look at that. So that's as people travel on steady lines, they actually create a little road. And so here's our 2 next citizens that are coming in. It's actually pretty nice. And we need this to be finished. So first they grab the 20 wood and then start building up to that point. We get the 4 houses, kind of like this, right? A little backyard, some extra wood for them, and a barrel for probably some food and stuff like that. And then they can go to work, chopping down wood and whatever else they need. In the meantime, the gatherer moves that food. Oh no, it's actually the trader that moves the food here. And he has sold 7 berries for 56 gold in the last week. So that's starting to make me some gold. One thing that I noticed last time is perhaps I need more of these that actually also sell the berries, because especially with this here, I could get production up decently quickly. So there we go, they arrive. We've got 2 unemployed. One of them is gonna become a forager, just to make sure that I've got plenty of food. And then the other one I'm gonna keep for when this is done. The splendor of your village has unlocked a new tier of unlockables. What the hell? New tier of unlockables. Not really sure. Does that mean we could start on the church, but I think it's too early for that. Race and still unlock a trade route. So that's my splendor here. Not sure how that works just yet, but here's the sawmill. So we're gonna assign someone that's available. They're gonna grab the wood and start making planks. A 1-on-1 conversion, so that's not a lot. And we definitely don't have that much wood still available on our grids, but I think we'll be okay. So just allow them to keep going for a little bit. Stone mason, that's alright. Or the, what's it called, stone cutter is doing okay. And I wonder, is there like a limit? I can't really click on this to show anything, so I don't think there are limits. That's nice. I actually like that. So I can really build up without having to worry too much about depletion. And next phase as well, I can basically regrow the forest here. So that's gonna be pretty good as well. But before that, I need my 20 planks. We're at 2, 6 wood in there, that's okay. And then of course we'll need another house for our extra capacity 2, capacity 2. Oh, alright, keeps opening that up. Capacity 2, and this as well. So pretty soon they'll want their own house. And then for the residential, let's see. Do I just keep expanding this? Maybe I'll need more production buildings though, so I'm a bit hesitant to just keep expanding this willy-nilly. Ah, there we go. Next house being built right here. They chose their site, and there it goes. And so if we can zoom in a little bit, she'll be building, and this is up the hill. So let's go. Let's try and take a look inside my village. Here's the gatherers right here. They're making planks in this place, and then the woodcutters have to go and find the trees up around this hill. So this is going decently well. Like the free movement, and I like that I can place stuff wherever I want. We're at 8 planks, and we need 20 planks to unlock this trade route. So that's alright. And then actually we're gonna need the warehouse after that. Meantime, this has all the wood it needs, so my builder can get to work. Stone-wise, we're at 14, so that's definitely okay, I would say. And yeah, perhaps a second well at some point to try and make all of this residential could be nice. Then we'll have a residential layer, here a resource layer, and then perhaps down here or up here we could try to have farms and things like that. House completed. That's good. And now we need this to go up. That's doing alright, not too great. And then the foragers, 36. Is it worth it to take one forager off and make him perhaps a carpenter? No, because I'm out of wood. I think it makes more sense to actually make him a woodcutter for now, so we can go after these trees, which is taking a decently long time. So let's maybe switch that up for a bit. She just grabbed a new tool and is gonna chop down a tree down here. Can't really see her, but there she goes. So that's good, because I need that wood, and we want to grow, of course. Up to 22. This one is apparently not doing much. What happens here? Meters. I think that's how far away they live. 31 meters to 45 meters. So right now everything is super compact, of course. But maybe later on, right, if you expand across here, it might be very important to look at how far people live from their workplace. You can keep going. And have you been selling? Well, we're keeping up. We're still at almost 500 gold. 2 new villagers arriving as well. Okay, so we need a little bit of wood so that they can build a house as well. And then this needs to go up to 20. With 18 here, we're on the right track. So that's definitely okay. Basically, we're lacking a little bit in the available trees near my woodcutter. My lumber camp, actually. Now we can actually take a look here. This is early access, I should say, so all of this is definitely also subject to change and still in development. I can't tell you which way this game is going. Some wildlife in here would be very cool. I think that could add a lot to the game. But here are the other 2 villagers that are slowly going to make their way to my village that's over there. I gotta say, graphically this feels and looks pretty damn cool. So this is my whole area, and this whole land that I could potentially build up on, and that's the edge of the map. Okay, so could be better, but as I've said, early access definitely is still in development. And then these guys will come again from that side. Cool. We're at 14. That's 4 more, potentially going up to 18. And, oh, what the hell? I accidentally pressed pause, or I think it paused because I went over the border. That's probably what happened there. So you do have the ability to speed up time as well. Here is twice normal time. Maybe we should do that a little bit just to try and speed things up. Although, even with Banished as well, I'm very hesitant to do that because I don't want to rush into things, make too many mistakes. But we do know that we want to get to that 20 from the Sawmill, 20 planks, so we can unlock the first trade route. Decrease speed, and then you can pause as well if you want to. So let's put that back at number 1 speed. Here come my 2 extra villagers, which could help. With again, gathering more resources more quickly. What would I focus on at this point? I think more wood and more planks. The reason is we'll need a warehouse for all of that trading. And, well, we'll need some extra resources for that. So I'm thinking woodcutter and carpenter for now. So, 1 new building unlocked, new zone, reforest. Ooh, that's nice. That's very, very nice. And so we can unlock this trade route. Let's do that. Which means I get 1 free territory. That's pretty major. And I can try to set up my first trade route as well. I think for that though, I need a warehouse, which means that I need planks. I have a lot of those available right now. And I'll need stone. Is it stone for the warehouse? Yeah, I have plenty of that, so that's okay. Let's first of all buy ourselves a second territory, and this one I think makes too much sense. 2 patches of berries and then more stone as well, so we're definitely grabbing that one. And that's my border extended, which also means that we can work on the extraction zone. For instance, we can try and grab that entire hill. And then, of course, reforestation. This is the area where they'll try to replant everything. So we're gonna try and make that the same area, I think. Go like that. And we can always right-click to stick as closely to the border as possible. Maybe we'll take this patch out for that. But you can do that afterwards, of course. Then this patch, yeah, we don't really need that. But for now, let's try and follow this border. And so this area is gonna become a reforestation area. All of this is gonna then hopefully be filled with trees that can be cut down again. We'll respect the road here. And we'll respect the berries and also the stone. At least most of it. So that's the reforestation area. We still need a forester's camp in order to get that. That's only 10 planks. But right now my priority is actually my warehouse, so that I can start my trading. Where are we gonna put the warehouse? That's actually a good question. Here, I think that's quite available, quite well centered. So we are indeed going to put that one here. In the meantime, 2, 4, 6 houses. So another house has been added. That's pretty nice to see. Gold is at 450 out of 500. So we're still doing quite well on that front as well. And population, yeah, that's all okay. This is up to 12. So all we need here will be 3 more, which will be fine. And then we'll build a forester's camp. Where? Probably here, actually. I think that's okay to do. And in the meantime, here comes our trader. Now, I haven't set anything up just yet, so that's a bit of a mistake, but I do want the warehouse to be ready first before I actually set that up. But I think we can get started now. Well, actually, no. We're gonna be patient. I think if I set this up, it'll actually also trigger a quest that we want to be a little bit careful with. So yeah, build a warehouse next, assign tools to a warehouse, and then allow for the purchasing of tools in the trade panel. That is your first trade route right there. In the meantime, food's up to 34, still not great. We only have 1 forager going. Yes, indeed. And then another worry, yeah, is of course that these trees, that resource is definitely depleting. So this has 14 out of 15 planks, needs one more and 5 stone. We'll get there, no problem. But this is okay, right? I mean, this reminds me of Banished. This is pretty damn relaxed, quite fun to do, I would say, especially when you don't have too much energy to spend on a lot of effort or focus. And then we'll just try to overlap the extraction area as much as possible. Maybe that could be cool if you could like do a fill the area with or something. But for now, that's decently okay. Then you are still only at 14 out of 15. Someone is bringing the last one though, and this one is at 6, so we need more. We still need more. And I definitely can use that gold as well. But there it goes. Final one, and then 5 stone. That's very nearby, so that's not a problem. In the meantime, these will put us up to 10. So 2 new villagers are joining again. Very much welcome, because we'll need someone in here, and we'll need someone to reforest all of this. So let's get started on that forester's camp. I'm guessing this will be okay. Close to the road. Let's put her down here. Let's hope that they can finish my warehouse. And then the trading, this is pretty much where I got. A little bit further than you can build the church to actually get them to commoners. But this is basically where I got. So we get the trade house. I do still need to assign someone. So we're gonna make this one carpenter unemployed. Then we're gonna assign Richard. I want to put in berries to sell. And then I want to buy the tools for sure. And that's when you go to the trade window. Go for the trading, so you can see that they sell tools, they sell bread, and they sell fish. So for the trading resources, I'm also going to try to no trade, buy until inventory reaches, or sell anything above, and then we'll sell anything above, let's say 30, since we're just above that. And then for the tools, we'll buy until I reach 20. And that means that I've now set up a supply trade route, and we'll need to watch for this one to go up. So next up we've got the forestry, or the reforestation, forester's lodge, or whatever it is. Plenty of time, plenty of resources, so this is looking okay. And yeah, this, just as we finish the last few trees here, this one is done. Still, I haven't gotten my 2 extra people, so I do want them to come in. Or we could already use the woodcutter. Make it unemployed, assign here Yolanda, 1 out of 1. And so she's gonna start planting trees around here, which will then be cut down again. We'll need a bit of patience for this, because of course they need some time to grow, but I've already seen that it's quite decent. This is gonna keep things running, I think, even with the 3 woodcutters assigned here. Someone else becomes unemployed. We definitely want some focus on the berries. So I'm actually going to go here and assign Gunther to become a gatherer. And then this final unemployed one, let's see. Carpenter, we're doing quite well on stone. Ooh, but that's true, if I'm not mistaken, I could make a stonemason's hut. The question is, do I need that at this point? That's the real question. Let's see, still need to get to a commoner, which if I'm not mistaken means that you want to build a church. What do you need for that? Stone and planks. Then you need a door, which is planks, and then you need a bell tower, which is either stone and planks or planks again. So we don't need the stonemason right away, but it could be a resource that we could try to trade, of course. If I'm not mistaken, these guys do buy the polished stone for 3 gold as well. So that could be nice. Let me think. What would be the best? She's still unemployed. I'm gonna go with the stonemason. It's 1 maintenance only, 10 wood. That's easily doable. I have the 10 what is it called here? Woolen cloth, just from my very start. So I think it's gonna be worth it. So we're gonna grab the stonemason, and you are going to be working to extend right here. Maybe I have a road here past the cutter. And here we go. This is also something that I wanted to show you guys. After you reach this point, you get the request to either assist the king for... I'm not sure what this is all, but you've got splendor for the kingdom. You've got clergy, and then you've got labor. So we can decide on what we want. I'm gonna start with clergy, since we're gonna have to build a church next as well, which means that I have to deliver 5 bread for them. That means that we need to go for the trade. They sell bread, so we definitely want to buy that. Let's say until we reach 10, maybe, so that I can try that trade. We've got 15 days left. We're still at 10 of this, so hopefully the trader comes back pretty soon. Let's see if he's somewhere on the road. Not just yet, but it would be nice to try and get that quest done, of course. And then these guys are going. This was doable in resources. 2, 4. This is actually a big house now. 4 people. Desirability average. Average. Okay. Anyone that has better desirability doesn't look like it. So that's okay. We're ready to build up a stonemason as well. And then I guess that we'll try to just sell almost everything of that. Could be worth gold, so why not? Maybe everything above 10 or so. And you can see my little town is starting to grow. We did cut down all the trees, but new ones are being planted. And so if we really have to, for instance, what I could do is I could paint this for extraction as well. Let's see if they would do that, because right now I don't think that my woodcutters are actually doing anything. Or maybe we could try to expand a little bit more. Like that. Should allow them to go after those trees, and I will also expand my reforestation right along the border. And there you go, my woodcutters going right after that. Something like that will be okay. And click on something else. Get away from that. Woodcutter could not find accessible resources in the zone of extraction. So those trees have just been cut down already. Anything else that we might want to cut down? Should I try to get rid of this? Because it's in the middle of my where I want to build my houses. So maybe that'll help. Let's see if they go after that. And afterwards we can just get rid of this again as well. So there's the houses. Here's my center with still only one person actually trading. The stonemason's hut is done. We still have someone available for that, and she can start to build this, which means that for trading resources I'm going to try to sell everything above 10. Like that. Which does mean, if I'm not mistaken, that you want to allow for them to come into the warehouse, as that's where they'll be traded. And so for now we are... oh, and then the bread as well. Ooh, my mistake. Almost 12 days left. Let's hope that we can still grab that bread. Here comes... here he is. Yep, here he is. Let's see if we grab what we wanted. Do we have any berries in here? Just 1. So this is gonna cost us a lot of gold, despite the fact that 2 of them are harvesting. Or bring more. 2. Wow, that's amazing. Not really. But alright, it is what it is. I wonder if my woodcutters are actually going after these trees now. Yeah, it does look like they are. You can see one going right here. And then here is the trader coming in with packages. Right, not sure. And then he's going. And we have our bread. Look at that, 10 bread, 20. So he sold everything. As long as I've got gold available, that's not a problem. We can deliver on the quest. That's pretty nice, I would say. Okay, let's see. What do we want to do next? At this point, it's a little bit of a gamble. Because I myself am not really sure what to do. How much stone do we have? 35 extra stone. That's definitely a decent amount. And then for the buildings, anything? We have this, we have this. We've got all of these as well. So that's not a problem. We could try building an extra well. But for now, let's first see if they can cut down these trees. And then I guess we'll go for that church. So, where do we want to build the church? I think right here makes a lot of sense, right? Next to the forests. And then here we could build houses all around that. Especially if we could grab these places as well. So I think that we'll want to build a rustic church here. Which means that you need a core, which is quite expensive. Maybe we'll put her down like this. Or really closer to the center. And we'll just put her down like this. Okay, and then you also need a door, which is just a couple of planks. And let's see. So that's the exit. And then it normally, yeah, there you go. It does click on the different places, so that makes lots of sense, I think. And then you need a bell tower. We can either go for 20 stone and 10 planks, or for the 20 planks. I guess I'll go for the stone ones as well. And then you can put that somewhere along. I think just behind the church makes sense. That way the pastor has to get in the church and ring the bell, and then everyone can come here. Then you have to press start construction. You can still see a little bit where it's at. But yeah, we're gonna have to allow this church to do its thing. And then wait for more people to come in, of course. They're still very happy, so this ought to be alright. And some trees here are gone, so that should be more room to build houses after that as well. Now, let's see here. Ooh, we have 2 unemployed. Okay, I didn't even notice that. So obviously we want a stone cutter there for sure. You could also click on the building. We'll put in 2 extra stone cutters. Because if I'm not mistaken, this whole church is, yeah, 60 stone and then 25 planks. We have the planks. We just don't have the stone. So these guys are going to have to help out there. Meantime, the houses... that looks okay. And then we have to make him up to commoner. That means you have to basically finish this this church. And I think that's when they'll get there. And then here we can see our trees are starting to grow. So pretty soon they'll be able to leave these resources alone and then start focusing on this again. So that seems quite okay. I think this gives me lots of options as well. Here for extra gathering, extra stone right here. And then this is like a very nice place, I think, for farms. Let's see if that's correct. Desirability for fertility. Yeah, look at that. That looks pretty good if I want to do some farming as well. So that's nice. We'll keep that. The road here, obviously everyone really likes the well. So should I build a second well? Perhaps I should give that a try, because if we go for residential, you can see here that basically they don't really like this area anymore. So maybe putting down a well like right here could be nice. Alright, let's actually give that a try. We'll put the well right here behind the warehouse and the stonemason. And I will actually put that as priority. 10 wood, that should be doable. 5 stone should be doable. It's gonna delay the church a little bit. We'll get 3 of them working on that, so that's okay. Let's bring back the villager page. And yeah, you guys cut that stone because we need it. And then bring this back down. In the meantime, the trader does do his round, so you can see here now I'm down to 177. I've got, let's see what's available. 9 stone though, so I do wonder if he's gonna sell me the 5 bread and then grab the stone. Wants to buy stone, berries, and wants to sell that. So let's see if that does happen. Let's see if he actually, yep, there we go. Less, and he doesn't buy my stone. Oh, because I'm not at 10 yet. Okay. So he bought the berries, he sold me the bread, but he doesn't want to buy my stone because I'm not at 10 yet. Or he does want to buy my stone, but I don't have enough in order to actually get started on that. In the meantime, that's 10 out of 10, so that's good. These trees are being cut, so that's gonna be awesome for residential. Let's get rid of this extraction area then. Just so that they can cut this down, hopefully. And then, yeah, they'll get started on this pretty soon. Now we can maybe take another look inside the village here. They're working on the church. Here are the stone masons. And then up here, this is gonna become a forested hilltop where we get our stone from. And then as you go down the hill, you actually have the gatherers and then the residential area with the city center, place to trade. Awesome. Looking good, looking good. And then we can easily expand here as well if we need it, especially the residential. Do I want to do that already? Like have a residential layer here as well? Although that fertility patch here is pretty awesome, and we could perhaps consider to put residential behind here and really have this become like a farm. So I'm still not sure how to handle that bit. But how's this going? Still 30 out of 60, at least some planks are coming in. This one also needs the stone. Some of it, Barbara is bringing all 5 of it, awesome. So then we can do that final test for where they want to live. And 2 new villagers are coming in. So we can decide where we want to put them. I think for now it's going to be stone. And I guess we can do like the first hour or so. This has been almost 50 minutes. But we're growing nicely. People are decently happy. 2 villagers are lacking a place to live, I guess. Now this one is done. Upkeep 1. This is going to cost a little bit of gold again. But then we should look into the desirability for residency. And it improved a little bit right around it. But it's definitely not great. Okay, that's kind of weird. Because they basically don't like to live anywhere. At least this one will hopefully mean that they'll be willing to live around here. Okay, that's something that I don't fully understand just yet. We'll definitely need to take a look at that. And unfortunately, it also looks like my woodcutters are not gonna grab these trees. Because I think that they're getting started on the trees here closer to the woodcutter camp. That one is done. And this one is now going up as well. That's good. The entrance is already here. So people will have a place to pray. And then let's take a look at this. There they come. My next villagers. I do like this view. And then I wish it was a little bit less blurry as you zoom in. Like this, it's quite cool. So here is the town they're gonna live in. Awesome. Yeah, this is foundation. Early access, as I've said, but looks very promising, I would say, so far. Especially, could you imagine if you'd have like herds of deer around here, so you could have like a hunter's hut. like with Banished, the gatherer's hut for extra food would make somewhat sense, but I think that those things are quite covered. But yeah, put in some animals or something like that. That could be cool. Maybe we'll encounter them later on, of course, as we grow. Still not sure how that is. This 42 out of 60, 10 out of 20. We get plenty of planks, so that is good. And then here, that bread is still available. We've got... Ooh, the tools are being used though. So we'll be buying tools and we don't have a lot of gold. And this guy is coming in. We will sell a little bit of our polished stone as well. But economically, that's where we're starting to get into trouble. And you can also see we get 40 berries from the gatherers. How is this guy doing? 20 sold for 160 gold though. That's not so bad. I was really thinking, should I put up a second trader that tries to sell these berries? But I'm really not sure what to do at this point with that. Are they unemployed? Yep, so start cutting stone to finish the church. And now it basically needs the final phase, which is gonna be for the bell tower. A bit more stone and a few more planks. That will be just fine. And this is back up to 20, but look at my gold count. It's down to 55. And that is gonna start to become the bottleneck, right? If I wanna, for instance, build a forester's camp, it's 50 gold. I can do that, but that's really my limit, unfortunately. So I wonder what I could do to earn more gold at this point. We could look into the markets. What does a blue tent do? Add splendor. Okay. This also adds splendor. A food stall sign. Luxury goods. Alright, then we get barrels. Use as decoration. A bench. A fence. Okay. And what does it cost? It actually costs... Ooh, I don't like that. Because it's basically gonna cost me lots of gold. It seems too early, I think, to be spending lots of resources on that. For now, we're still building up. We still need a bit of this to get our church ready. Ooh, and then I should look into this one as well. 20 bread in order to unlock another trade. Route this one with Nordbury, which will potentially give us coal, iron and glass. Okay, that does seem important. So far these guys don't have any windows. Yeah, doesn't look like it's got glass in it. Okay, that is interesting. That does mean that I need to trade up and get the bread up to 20 on his next passage. And then... yeah, that's my real question. So far, 4 sold, 5 sold. Alright, no, this basically I think sells what it needs to sell when it comes to the berries. So I don't think I should put in a second trade place for even more of the berries. I don't think that makes sense. Maybe if like around here we'd build a second city center or something like that, it would make sense. But for now, that's gonna be a no. That does mean that we'll need patience for the gold, which is slowly going up. And this bringing 8. Okay, that's all the stone. That's awesome. And then I guess stonemason is gonna have to be the one to provide us with more income. Same with the berries. And this can still be upped. Ooh, okay, so we're actually gonna do that at this point. So the stone cutter, unassign him from the workplace. Can I do that? Apparently not. So then I'll need to go to the list. And we'll make you unemployed. And we'll assign you to the gatherer's hut. Because I think this will easily be kept up with just the 4 stone cutters here. We're practically there for the church. Another house completed. Okay. Where? They're actually going up here then. Interesting. And that's up to 74. One villager is lacking in housing and water. Food, lodging, that means water, I guess, and then also services from the church. That shouldn't take too long anymore. Yep, because that's all the resources there. That's nice. And yeah, it really looks like this doesn't deplete, this doesn't deplete. So that's pretty nice. If we want berries to trade, we could definitely work on that as well. But my gold is my worry. So for that you could always look at the budget. Village consumption 104. Trade income, nothing. Upkeep cost 92. Trade expense so far nothing, but he's coming in. I think he's gonna sell that, try to sell that food to us. Then villager consumption, trade income 22. Oh, and it is every week. Okay. Oh. All of it berries. So that does change. Okay. That kind of makes me want to put up a second stall for the berries. 2 new villagers. He gave me the 20 bread that I need. But the question is, should I go for unlocking this trade route now? I don't think so. Because I'm just not... He grabbed a stone, but look at that. It still sold me for way more than that. So I basically need my local income, I think, to go up. Church. Slowly getting there. 2 new villagers. So that does mean that I could consider... We're gonna try that. Let's see here. Another market. Another food stall. Where are we gonna put this one? Well, just very close to the first one. Like right here. And then we can... Oop, right here then. Start construction. That's just 10 wood. A little bit of gold. Or not. Is it maintenance? I don't think so. Take a look at that again. Market. Food stall. Just costs 10 wood. So I can basically put up as many of those as I want to. That's not a problem. And in the meantime, this here... Yep. Trees growing. Trees being cut. Converted into wood. Pretty awesome. Another house built. Man, this is this is a busy area where they really do like to live. So I'm a bit disappointed that that one isn't really... Well, it's adding a little bit. Look at that. It's actually growing. So people would want to live here. Maybe eventually there as well. And then here, if we could buy these places, that would be very nice. Okay, so that's the desirability. That's my people. Still one unemployed. Okay. And then we got 2 more incoming as well. So that's at 3. That's at 4. Well, stone makes sense, I think. Oh, no. Unemployed. You're gonna become my second trader. Let's hope that we can sell more berries that way. Look at that. I'm in negative gold. 2 more. Okay, so that does mean that we can assign 1 more here. Carpenter. I think that's okay. Look at that. 38 left. Yeah, that definitely feels like it's okay. 3 out of 3 woodcutters. That's definitely okay as well. So, another gatherer's hut. Get started on really trying to crush those berries. Maybe. Alright, let's see if that works. Gatherer's hut, where was it? Costs 20 gold, I can make it. Maintenance is only 1. And we are going to put you... Oh, no. Don't have enough gold. Just lost it. God damn it. So let's hope that they can finish this one. In the meantime, my church is done, which means that I don't have any quests now. And that means that they've just become commoners. And yeah, we're reaching the 1 hour mark. So basically at this point, That's going to be the first look at Foundation, early access game that I bought during the Steam Summer Sale. Looks very promising to me, and we'll see in the next one where we go from here. For now, thank you very much for watching, guys, and as always, I'll see you next time.